else? Molly's on the phone. How are you, Molly? Quite a crowd here. So we have Randy and Kevin and Conrad will come out in just a minute. They're in the reception downstairs. Yeah, I'm having a real hard time hearing anybody's talking. Oh, that's right. She's got 2 meetings. Absolutely. Okay. Molly, I can hear you real well. John, I heard you pretty well too. Okay, you got real fade right there for some reason.
Four chairs.
Well,
We sit here, we snug. I'll start off at the podium.
okay. Where do you wish to sit, Mr. Chairman?
I will sit wherever. You want me on an end?
It makes no difference. I'll sit on the end.
Okay.
If I can stay away from Randy, that'd be great.
Would like to get up and do that?
I'll be wherever.
Yeah, it's hard to hear. Yeah, hopefully that will happen. Yeah. The phone maybe need to be turned up just a wee bit. Yeah, I'll turn it up a couple notches. We have Pam on the phone and John on the phone. So let it be.
Quorum.
What's that? Oh, Joan's on the phone? Good.
So who do we have right now?
Jim there, here. Hi, Jim. How are you doing? Good. We have a pretty rich crowd out here, so we're just waiting for Jim Morrison. Just to let everybody know, we haven't got the mic on right now, but when we start the meeting, we're going to turn the overhead mic on. So everything you say will be broadcast to the entire audience. So just a reminder. Well, it is what it is. You sit there all by yourself. You know. You think, oh, right. Turn this off.
Randy, where are you speaking at this week?
I'm off.
You're off.
I've got my daughter's birthday party. My little granddaughter's preschool.
Nice.
So yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah. And my daughter, it's her birthday. She just had a little baby.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Shame on me.
Did I have, did Jim join us? Jim Morgan?
Anyway, yeah.
Okay, we're still waiting for Jim.
We have Sam. 10. Oscar.
Fishing buddy.
8. Oscar, fishing buddy, yeah. And Rosie, who's 5. And then on the other side, Carrie has parked Williams.
And they're all Madison, Sioux Falls area.
Yeah. Kristen lives in Madison. Her husband's a teacher in the school, high school. And then Carrie and her husband live in Sioux Falls, but they're building a house.
That's right.
Yeah, Carrie's a little baby. She just had her first child. 3 and 3. Little cousins, crazy cousins.
I'm sure they're wild.
All living in Madison. Everybody's here.
Oh, how neat.
Yeah.
Had a good turnout today.
Yeah.
I guess it's in the middle of finals week, too.
Yeah. How's your stuff going?
It's going well.
I talked to Mike Casey.
Did you?
He called.
Huh.
You know, he's so we had to call Mr. Sanford.
Okay, before I do the official roll and we call the meeting to order, I just want to make sure everybody's still on. Pam's on mute because I think she's chairing another meeting. John, are you still on?
I am.
Joan?
Mention.
Joan, I'm here.
Jim Sayers?
Brother.
That's right.
Yes.
I did mention.
And so I'm still waiting for Jim Morgan?
I bragged about it.
No, I'm here.
Okay, good. All right, and I think we're ready to start.
Sophisticated, too. He played some good piano.
I know, he does.
No.
Should we? Okay. Yeah.
Okay, but the mic's not on yet.
It is on now?
It's not on.
Okay, so red button?
Well, that button doesn't work. I think they're controlling it from up above.
So do we use this one or this one?
You use this one. That one is just for the
Well, that one's for the phone.
that's just for the phone.
Get out to a phone by
We're going to need
itself.
some sound there, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you controlling this one? Okay, can you turn it off a second? Testing. Testing.
There we go.
That one's on now, so. Hey, Del. You want to keep going? You ready to go?
We're ready.
We're ready.
Beer or anything? Anybody want?
Heck yeah.
Take a beer. Oops, that might have been too loud.
Are we all set?
We are ready.
Carrie's
All right.
later.
Get this thing done.
Yeah, you can.
Good afternoon. What a great day to be a coyote. My name is Conrad Adam, and I am currently serving as the student member on the Board of Regents, and just happen to be a USD student. And I have the extreme honor. Thank you. Thank you. And I have the extreme honor and privilege of chairing today's meeting. Before I get started, I would just like to acknowledge that I am joined here today by Regents Schieffer and Schaefer, and we also have several other Regents who are joining us by phone. I am also joined here today by our Executive Director, Dr. Mike Rush, and Dr. Rush will start us off by calling the roll. Dr. Rush.
Adam.
Here.
Good job. Bastian.
Here.
Morgan.
Here.
Roberts.
Here.
Schaefer.
Here.
Thayers.
Here.
Wink.
Here.
Schieffer.
Here.
Sutton. You have a quorum, Mr. Chairman.
We have a quorum. I want to welcome everyone who has joined us today in the beautiful Sanford Coyote Sports Center. And I would also like to welcome everyone who is tuning in from the World Wide Web via live stream. Regents, do we have a motion to report on executive session?
We do, Mr. Chair. The board dissolved into executive session at 9:30 a.m. on Tuesday, April 24, 2018, and at 8 a.m. on Wednesday, April 25, 2018, to discuss personnel matters. And it adjourned at 6 p.m. on April 25, 2018. While in executive session, the board considered personnel matters and gave directions to its executive director concerning these matters. I move that the board approve directions given to the executive director with respect to matters discussed in executive session, and that it defer until the completion of further remarks at this meeting approval of the appointment of a successor to James Abbott as president of the University of South Dakota, and adopt the report of the executive session.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Regent Schieffer. Dr. Rush, will you please call the roll?
Adam.
Aye.
Bastian.
Aye.
Morgan.
Aye.
Roberts.
Aye.
Schaefer.
Aye.
Thayers.
Aye.
Wink.
Aye.
Schieffer.
Aye.
Motion carries. Again, I want to welcome everyone who is in attendance for today's announcement. Many individuals from many constituency groups have put considerable time and effort into the presidential search process. We would like to thank the following regents for their work in serving on the search committee, who have put in countless hours over the past several months. Regent Kevin Schieffer, chair of the committee. Regent Pam Roberts. Regent Joan Wink. And Regent and President of the Board, Bob Sutton. We would also like to thank the Campus Search Committee, and I'll ask them to stand if they're present. Please hold your applause until the end. Scott Polson, Administration Representative. Alan Madison, Faculty Representative. Beth Boyd, Faculty Representative. Jewel Goodman Shepard, Faculty Representative. Josh Anderson, Student Representative. Taylor Gubrud, Student Representative. Cheryl Tehart, Non-Faculty Exempt Staff Representative. Benny Goodwin, Civil Service Staff Representative. Tori Sundahl, Alumni Representative. Ryan Taylor, USD Foundation Representative. Judith Meyer-Henry, USD Foundation Representative. Nate Welch, Community Representative. Kevin Doyle, At-Large Representative. And Jose Marie Griffiths, representing the Board of Regents Council of Presidents and Superintendents and President of Dakota State University. Thank you, members of the committee. Each of the committee members made important contributions to the process and the selection of the USD's next president. A special thank you to each of them for the professional manner in which they conducted the business of the committee. The results of this search are directly attributed to your dedication and commitment. I also want to thank the campus community for its participation in the process. You assisted the board in the beginning by nominating colleagues to serve on the search committee, by soliciting and making nominations of outstanding candidates, by patiently responding to the process, and by participating in the two-day campus interview. One of the great things about the selection process is that it allows the campuses and the Board of Regents to become better acquainted and to work together on issues concerning us all. Given the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead, such cooperation can only be to our benefit. This effort has also served to remind the Board of Regents of the extremely valuable role that the University of South Dakota plays in the development of the region's economy and its people. Our search for excellence also demands leadership that is responsive and innovative, aware not only of the present, but also of the potential. At this point, I'd ask for a motion for the appointment of the new president of the University of South Dakota.
Thank you, Chairman Adam. And I would like to begin by first thanking again the members of the search committee, which I had the privilege to chair. My primary job was just to watch the clock. A lot of hard work went into that. I don't think anybody realizes how much work and effort go into this. It was a big field of candidates, a lot of paper, a lot of time, and a lot of effort. They were compensated thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, of course, but no, seriously, we appreciate your great public service there, and it's been very well worth it. I would also, before making the motion, like to take a point of personal privilege to thank President Abbott for his years of service at my alma mater. Our successor today has big shoes to fill. I've known Jim longer, I think, than most of you. Maybe not very well, but I used to put gas in his car, which says how much older he is than I am. I am not only pleased to nominate his successor, but pleased to see him retiring. As a fellow retiree, I have somebody to travel with now, so this is great. So I am pleased, Mr. Chairman, to present to the Board of Regents a report from the Presidential Search Committee. We had an outstanding field of candidates from really all across the country, and I think reflective of the great opportunity USD has to offer really talented, top-notch educators and administrators from across the country. And I think it's a reflection of the foundation President Abbott has laid at this university for the last 20 some odd years. The committee narrowed a very large field down to a pool of finalists that actually visited the campus for the final interviews. We went through 2 interview rounds through the process. One was a much larger one that we held in a secret room far, far away, and selected the committee selected the finalists, and of those finalists, then we had a public, more public session, and from that group, only of extraordinarily experienced and qualified candidates, only one can be appointed, and I am highly confident we got the right one. I am deeply honored and pleased to have the privilege of recommending and proposing the appointment of Sheila Gestring as president of the University of South Dakota. President-elect Gestring. I have to say to my fellow search committee members, you know, I've been on the board for 5 years now. Probably the most consequential action I've taken in that time was to fire Sheila Gestring from the search committee and encourage her to consider this venture, and am very glad she did. President-elect Gestring is a homegrown South Dakota product of excellence. That in itself was not an advantage or an edge for her in this process, but I suspect it does have something to do with her incredible work ethic that has gotten her thus far, and that has given her the reputation of somebody who can deliver on everything we've ever asked of her in the past, and I'm quite confident will do so in the future. The competition for this position obviously was very tough, and the finalists were from all corners of the country. Sheila shone through her brilliance, her incredible work ethic, her stellar track record, and her bold vision. She brings exciting new opportunities for USD and sets big goals for herself. She's always delivered on her commitments, and we're going to make sure she continues to do exactly that. President-elect Gestring is currently Vice President of Finance and Chief Financial Officer at the University of South Dakota and has been since she was hired here in 2006. In her time here, she has established USD's financial position as one of the best that we have in the system. She's developed innovative financing plans for new facilities, worked with USD Foundation to set major fundraising goals and priorities for the university, all of which she will soon exceed, and has done an outstanding job. Before that, she worked in various positions of increasing responsibility throughout state government and within the regental system after a brief sojourn in Montana. She has, in every position she's ever held, gained increasing responsibility and authority and worked her way up through the ladder from the very front, or from the very entrance through the front door, and it's very obvious why she's been able to do that. Her incredible knowledge of this institution, as well as her passion for its future and the future success of USD is very clear to all of us. She's made a lot of sacrifices for South Dakota and USD over the years. Those, I'm sure, were shared by her wonderful family, who are here today and who we thank for those past sacrifices and apologize for many more ahead. She is joined today by her husband Keith, her sons Dylan and Wyatt, and her parents, Gary and Joyce Ramkama, who I didn't realize it, but live just across the river from me. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I move that Sheila Gestring be appointed President of the University of South Dakota effective June 22nd, 2018.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Regent Schaefer. It has been moved and seconded to appoint Sheila Gestring as President of the University of South Dakota. Is there any discussion? Now we will proceed to vote. Dr. Rush, please call the roll.
Adam.
Aye.
Bastian.
Aye.
Morgan.
Aye.
Roberts.
Aye.
Schaefer.
Aye.
Thayers.
Aye.
Wink.
Aye.
Schaefer.
Aye.
Unanimous vote, Mr. Chairman.
Motion carries. Congratulations, President-elect Gestring. I will now invite Sheila Gestring to the podium to make brief remarks.
Thank you, Regent Schaefer, for your very kind and generous introduction. Good afternoon. I am honored and humbled to be standing here today as your President-elect of the University of South Dakota. I'd like to take a moment to thank each member of the Board of Regents for their confidence in me and for all that they do for ensuring an excellent education for the students here at the University of South Dakota, the other 5 universities within our system, as well as the special schools. I'd also like to thank Governor Dugard and the state legislators for their support of all of education in our great state of South Dakota. I'd like to express deep gratitude to each members of the search committee. I know that is an enormous amount of work, and particularly to Regent Schieffer for firing me from that search committee. I appreciate that. I'd also like to thank all of you who participated in the process. I know it's a lot to do, especially right before finals week, but the representatives from the students, the faculty, the staff, the alumni, the foundation and friends, the Vermilion community, everyone, thank you a great deal for that participation. You represent the University of South Dakota with class, dignity, and genuine enthusiasm. And also, I have to thank everyone that's reached out to me and provided a great deal of support throughout this entire process. Of course, I would not be standing here today were it not for my family and their incredible love, devotion, and support. Thank you, Keith, for always being my rock. To you and our boys, Dylan and Wyatt, for always believing in me and encouraging me all along the way. And to my parents, Gary and Joyce, for instilling in me the strong personal values, the integrity, and the work ethic that set me on the path that led me here today. I love you all very much. And President Abbott, my mentor and my friend for 11 years, I may never be able to thank you enough for all that you've taught me. In your 21-year legacy, you've transformed the University of South Dakota. The campus is one of the most beautiful in the nation. Numerous award-winning faculty and students throughout all of our programs in the PhD, master's, and undergraduate areas. You elevated USD athletics and led the transition from NCAA Division II to Division I, record-breaking fundraising campaigns that will benefit USD for years and years to come. Under your leadership, the Sanford School of Medicine was awarded what many consider to be the highest honor a medical school can receive, the Spencer Foreman Award for Outstanding Community Service. These represent, I realize, only a few of your accomplishments throughout the years. To mention them all would simply take too long. And you'd likely cut me off and remind me the value of brevity in speaking. I pledge to you to honor your legacy by sustaining and building upon the solid foundation you've provided this university. I'm sure everyone in attendance would like to take just a moment and joining me in a heartfelt round of applause in recognition of your tireless dedication. Thank you. So I inherit a fabulous platform on which to begin working as your next president, and I look forward to making a difference by helping prepare the future citizens of the state of South Dakota. USD's vision to be the best small public flagship university in the nation, built upon a liberal arts foundation, supports its mission of being designated the only public liberal arts university in the state. A liberal arts education with student-centered learning, both inside and outside the classroom, and a strong complement of distinguished professional programs provides students the ability to communicate effectively, think critically, and creatively problem solve, preparing them to be the future citizens for our state, nation, and world. USD is entering a new and exciting era, and I'm excited to begin to engage with and work with USD's faculty who nobly educate our incredible students that we have here at USD. I will begin a listening campaign and create meaningful avenues for connection with all of USD's constituents. I look forward to connecting with many more of the already numerous individuals that I know well and get to know more of USD's students, faculty, alumni, friends, lawmakers, Vermilion community members, and the state. We have great work ahead of us. Higher education faces many challenges, but with each challenge presents a great opportunity. We will honor the South Dakota work ethic and find a way to provide access to our hardworking, high-achieving students who have the desire for higher education, but are currently unable to attend. We will work tirelessly to tell the story of the value of a liberal arts education, as I mentioned before, but it's worth repeating. An education that creates problem solvers, critical thinkers, communicators, better citizens, better parents, better siblings and spouses, and so on, who will be well prepared to address the most pressing challenges of our society. We will emulate inclusive excellence. Diversity is multidimensional, and it enhances the intellectual and social experiences within a university. USD is positioned to become a regional leader in inclusive excellence, and I'm energized by the opportunity to work closely with the campus community on that important work. We will win, and we will win the right way. Having been a part of the athletics transition, I am so incredibly proud of our students, our coaches, and our administration, and I look forward to continuing to win in competition and in the classroom. Our speech and debate clubs, our communication groups, our law school teams, and many, many other student groups will continue to compete and win nationally as well. We will engage our community and continuously foster and strengthen the already strong relationship with USD. We are stronger together. We will achieve even greater prominence and distinction, and with this high-performing team that we have at USD, we will win at everything that we do. USD is on a terrific, positive trajectory, and I have been really proud to be a part of that these last 11 years. I am honored and humbled to lead the incredible talent at this university and be your 18th president. Thank you, and go Yotes.
Sheila Gestring and other regents are available to the media for interviews following the meeting adjournment. The campus community is welcome to a reception in the arena directly following this meeting. I will now entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Dr. Esch, will you please call the roll?
Adam.
Aye.
Bastian.
Aye.
Morgan.
Aye.
Roberts.
Aye.
Schaefer.
Aye.
Thayers.
Aye.
Wink.
Aye.
Schieffer.
Aye. We're done.
Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Well done.
You want to save that or you want me to take it?
I'm going to frame it. Wait, you take it.
You know, I never.
Let me see your